It's been almost 2 years since I posted on here. Um, Not really sure why that is. I just kind of forgot about it, and I just listened back to the videos that I made last time, the audio thoughts of last time, and it's quite interesting to see what's changed and what's stayed the same in the last 2 years almost. Things have definitely gotten better considerably. Um, there's been an awful lot of change. The last video that I made, I'd just lost a job and I was feeling really, really down and was really concerned about the way that my life was actually going to go because I didn't really have any reason to go on. And since then, I've had 2 jobs. But more importantly, I've started my own business. If you can believe it. I kind of can't believe it myself, to be honest. And that's going really well. Like, really well. I'm considerably more settled. I mean, things are still quite up in the air in terms of money and kind of balancing things. And because obviously, when you start something new, you tend to kind of throw yourself headfirst into it, which is definitely what I've done. But I'm loving it. It's been a real eye opener. So I'm a videographer and video editor, and I've been finding clients and I've been finding good work, and I still work part-time in in kind of a normal job while I'm kind of building this up on the side, but I'm building it up into a really good, strong and financially viable business. So I'm really happy. And there's a lot of work and a lot of things to juggle. But at the same time, it's all stuff that I'm loving doing. I get to be really creative and I get to try loads of new things and meet loads of new people. It's really exciting and I'm really, really chuffed. I'm really happy. I've also met someone as well. We've been together for almost a year. She's wonderful. She's this wonderful, caring, unique, and just a really kind of inspiring person in the sense that she's got her shit together. And in many ways, in most ways, she's the complete opposite of me. And at first, or there are times when I think, is that really what I need? But it's not a question of what I need, it's a question of what I want. And she makes me incredibly happy, and she loves me, and I really love her. So I like, on paper, things are going really well. Like, I'm happy with my partner, and work I'm also really happy with, and I have a lot to be grateful for this year. I have a lot to be. I've been trying this new thing of feeling grateful, because I've been reading a lot about how being grateful is a really important step to kind of just generally being happier. And I thought it was all bollocks at the start, but I'm trying, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to just be grateful for the sake of being grateful, but I'm trying every day. That being said, the reason I'm kind of talking about this now and posting this on here is that despite all this kind of this happiness and this forward momentum that I seem to be doing at the moment, I seem to be having, I keep getting these panic attacks have started coming back, and I have literally no reason why. I mean, the last time like when I was posting on here, it was for very valid, specific reasons. It was I was unemployed. I was kind of I had a drug use problem. I was really just worried about the future and all those kinds of things. Whereas now I'm like, no, I'm in a stable relationship. I'm making decent money. I've got all these things around me that are making me happy, but I'm still not. But I cannot figure for the life of me why. And I think that's more scary than what I've kind of said in the past, because if you've got nothing to be afraid of but you're still afraid, then what on earth is going on in there, like inside my head? I should say as well, actually, last year I went through a bit of a spiral where I was feeling really frustrated at work, and the freelancing, the starting my own business hadn't really taken off yet. I hadn't really started doing anything, and I was at a job that I was miserable. I had nothing to do. It was a really kind of dead end thing, and it was just going horribly, and I was totally miserable. But I went through a stage of where my mood was really fluctuating. It was up and down, up and down, up and down, like constantly. So I went to seek medical help because I was just so unstable. It was kind of every day was a different mood. I couldn't stabilize myself whatsoever. So I went to see a therapist and was with her for a couple of months. And I shouldn't have stopped going, but I did. But that's another thing. But essentially, they diagnosed me with cyclothymia. And for those of you who don't know, cyclothymia is essentially it's kind of a form of bipolar, I suppose. It's a mood fluctuating thing, and it just means that you get lots of kind of epic mood swings. So from severely depressed to like euphoric, but you're getting it in a span of kind of a day or 2 days or 3 days. Whereas with bipolar, it tends to last, from what I understand anyway, is that you're kind of in those moods for a longer period of time. So you're kind of very like majorly depressed for like weeks or months, and then you're euphoric for a longer period of time and so on. But so yeah, they diagnosed me with this thing, and I was doing some talking therapies, and which really helped, which definitely helped to an extent. So yeah, it was an interesting time. I tried medication, but it like it always does, it didn't really balance me. But the talking therapies definitely helped, and things just gradually started to kind of improve, and I kind of got a bit more stable. And so yeah, so with this diagnosis came kind of a moment of clarity, because it just meant that I could put some kind of label on it. And at first, obviously, you worry and you panic. That I've certainly been worried about telling people, because I don't want it to define me, obviously, but it is definitely a part of my life. But this is also why I wanted to start my own business. Obviously not entirely, like I love what I do, but I wanted to work for myself, so I didn't need to explain to people, to employers especially, that like, look, I have this thing. So it's been very kind of, yeah, obviously with this kind of thing, it's very up and down. Like I had a good while of kind of mental stability. Obviously I have good days, like great days, and down days. But why am I making this now? Why am I talking about it now? Because recently, over the last week or so, I've had a pretty bad series of the low parts. And again, there's not really any good reason for it. I had quite a euphoric period where I felt like nothing could touch me for a while, for like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks. and it was awesome. It was so good. I was so productive. I had a bunch of shoots and I did loads of edits, and I was really kind of happy with everything, and I planned holidays and I bought new gear and I was earning more money, and it was all kind of fantastic. It was kind of the best it could have possibly been. And then last week it just kind of stopped, and I was at my day job and I started to have a panic attack, and I was on the stairs and I just had to crouch in a corner for a minute. Luckily I was alone, but I literally kind of squatted against the wall, and just everything went black. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't see, I couldn't do anything, and I was kind of I had these panic tears of your mind going, there's nothing wrong, what's wrong with you, like, why are you doing this? And then the other part of you is going, well, no, like, everything's wrong, but you haven't done this, or maybe you haven't paid that, or for whatever reason you just start to utterly freak out. So it happened twice in one day, and obviously it was incredibly stressful. And when I got home, I kind of had this gut punched feeling that I was like, oh no, like, this is starting again. But then the following day I came up. I had a huge up day where I got loads of work done and some really positive feedback on a video that I'd made, and I was like, this is great, like, it's all coming back around again, and it stayed for a little bit, but today I woke up this morning at 5:30, and I got out of bed at 8 o'clock this evening. I've spent the entire day horizontal and panicking and worrying and thinking about absolutely everything about my work. And again, in the forefront of my mind, I'm like, there is nothing wrong. You are okay. You are safe. You, like I said, all the other things before about money and about stability, and I'm like, you are fine. You are happy. You can enjoy this feeling of happiness. But I could not get out of bed. I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I was so worried, scared, maybe, I don't know. And there was no good reason for it, there was no tangible thing that I was like, oh, you don't want to do this because of this, like, fair enough. It was literally just, no, I just can't do it, can't get out of bed. You leave this bed and you'll die, that kind of thought. And I looked around my room, which I'm sitting in now, and I was like, fuck, like, get up and do something. And that's kind of what motivated me to make this, is I needed to do something. I needed something to talk to, or something to talk at. And it makes no sense to me that I can feel like this, and it can change so rapidly, that I now have a feeling of almost motivation of oh, okay, I'll stay up tonight and I'll do all the work I was supposed to do today. But it's odd, right? Because when I'm thinking about things, when I'm feeling productive, there is always a feeling in the back of my mind, almost like, it's not a voice, but it feels like a voice, where it's like, take advantage of this feeling, because you know it will go soon, and you'll be back to where you were, where you're feeling really low and you're feeling really depressed and you're feeling unmotivated and unable to do anything, and before you know it, you'll be back in your bed. And that kind of same cloud, I suppose, we'll be back and we'll start to ruin everything. I know I'm rambling at this point. I'm kind of hashing over the same old ground, but that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like inside my head sometimes. And it's 8:30 in the evening now, and I'm like, all I think is that I've wasted the day, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like I needed it. I feel like I had to take the time, you know? I don't know what any of this is for. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just thought I had to do something. And this isn't even necessarily about anyone watching this. Maybe I'll try and turn it into something. I don't know, maybe I'll see if I can start posting kind of like weekly or every other day and just see if it helps. See if it gets some kind of feeling out there. Something off my chest maybe. And if it does, then cool. I mean, it can't hurt at this point. It gives me an opportunity to talk to someone. I don't know. I need to... I don't even know what I need. If I knew what I needed, I probably wouldn't be here. But I think today I'll be all right. I think I'll be able to bounce back, and tomorrow I can go into work and I can do my job, and tonight I can do my work, and I'll be able to just smash it out of the park. I think I can do that. So you might hear from me again. Might be this week, might be next week, might be next year. I don't know. I'll do my best to try and I'll just try this. See if it helps. See if it makes a difference. And like I said, it can't hurt. So if you have made it this far, if you are listening, then cool. I hope I haven't bummed you out too much. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.